What is going on, guys? It's 42 Sports here, and today I'm back with another college football prediction video, and this time it's between the Michigan Wolverines versus the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Alright, so as you guys know from the beginning of the video, that Michigan goes on the road to face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at the Notre Dame Stadium. Coverage is on NBC, that is Notre Dame's main channel. NBC, I think it's like channel 11 on DirecTV, and don't know what it is on anything else. Right now, the World Cup is going on, and France is currently up on Argentina, sadly, 4-2. But that's not what I can talk about today. Michigan has to have a good season this year, or Jim Harbaugh has to have a good season this year, and they are locked and loaded. Of course, as you guys know, that Shea Patterson was cleared to play with Michigan, but Michigan also has some good quality quarterbacks as well, like Dylan McCaffrey, Brandon Peters, and I forget who else is on the team as well. But I feel like Shea Patterson will be the starter of this year's team. The matchup predictor also says Michigan has a 31 or 32.1%. Notre Dame has a 67.9%, but that can easily change because matchup predictors really don't have a outcome of the game, mainly due because it's a home field advantage. But hopefully, I believe that Michigan might win this game this year. Alright, so I'm not a Michigan fan, but I do like Jim Harbaugh. I don't like Notre Dame because they always hype up Notre Dame every single year, and they're always in the top 25 for some weird reason, and they always finish like a 6-7 win season, and they're always putting in like the top 5, like when it's like college football playoffs, like halfway through the year, and it's just stupid. But anyways, not trying to hate on Notre Dame, but it's true. Alright, so Michigan this year finished 8-5 overall. They finished 5-4, lost 2 good games to Ohio State and SC in the bowl game. They finished 4th in the Big Ten. Not really good for Jim Harbaugh. They struggled a little bit. They couldn't find a quarterback, and they finally found a quarterback with Shea Patterson. You know, he got hurt halfway through the end of the season with Ole Miss. Notre Dame, they finished 10-3, and they're in the independent conference, and they also beat LSU. But this year is going to be a little different for Notre Dame because Josh Adams, I believe, is gone. Yeah, he's gone from the NFL, so that was a huge loss for them. Also, Deion McIntosh is also gone for Notre Dame also. So let's go through the stats for this year's game, and it's the first game of the season, September 1st. Alright, so Brandon Wimbush from Notre Dame is back with the team. He did really well. Sorry. Midway through the season, he only had like less than 2,000 yards of passing, but they were mainly a running type team. So he so Brandon Wimbush completed 136 passes to 275 with 1,870 passing yards. Completion percentage was 49.5%. The yards average was 6.80, which is pretty good. He also had 16 touchdowns, also pretty good, and had less than 10 interceptions, which is 6. His QBR rating was 124.4, and in battle is Iron Book, but he might be Brandon Wimbush is probably going to be the overall starter for this year. He's pretty good. I watched him live when they played UNC, and UNC was just terrible with injuries, but they could have had a better chance of beating Notre Dame, but Josh Adams was just too much for UNC's defense. So Michigan, Shea Patterson might be the starter. He had an incredible halfway through the season where he tore his ACL. He had 166 completions to 260 attempts. He also had 2,259 passing yards, 63.8 completion percentage, 8.69 yards average, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. QBR rating was 151.5, and like I said earlier, that he was injured halfway through the season, so he's done, and then now he's fully healthy, and he's going to be ready to go for Michigan. So now the running backs for Notre Dame, Dexter Williams is back with the team. He might be the most likely starter because Josh Adams has gone to the NFL. He was their big-time running back. Could have been a Heisman Trophy winner, but he had 39 carries, 360 yards, 9.2 yards average, and 4 touchdowns. Like I said, gone is Josh Adams. Michigan, they are losing Ty Isaac, but they still have Higdon Caroline Higdon, he had 164 carries, almost 1,000 yards. He had 994 rushing yards, 6.1 yards average, and 11 touchdowns. So that is huge for Michigan because they have Shea Patterson and they also have Caroline Higdon. They need to go to a spread offense. They need to go to a read option because they're not really good with the pro-style offense for Jim Harbaugh. Notre Dame's top 3 wide receivers. We got Chase Claypool, who's back with the team. That is huge for them. He had 29 receptions, 402 receiving yards, 13.9 yards average, and 2 touchdowns. Miles Boykin, he's back with the team also. He did pretty well. 12 receptions, 253 receiving yards, 21.1 yards average, and 2 touchdowns. Elise Mack had 19 receptions, 166 yards receiving, 8.2 yards average, and 1 touchdown. The people that are gone from the team is Equan Nimius, St. Brown, Kevin Stevenson, and Durham Smith. Now, Michigan's top 3 receivers are great. They're coming back from the team. Grant Perry is a huge asset to the team. All these guys are back with the team. Nobody left from Michigan, so that's huge, especially for Shea Patterson. Grant Perry had 25 reception yards, 307 yards average, or reception yards, 12.3 yards average, which is huge, and only 1 touchdown because they're more of a running type team, and they need to switch that to a read option type team because they have Shea Patterson. Zach Gentry, he's back with the team. He had 17 receptions, 303 receiving yards, 17.8 yards average, and 2 touchdowns. Also, Sean McKeon had 31 receptions, 301 yards receiving, and 9.7 yards average, and 3 touchdowns. And like I said earlier, nobody left the team. Alright, so top 3 best defensive players for both teams. Notre Dame's looking like they have a good teams or players coming back on defense. We got Tavon Cooney. He's a linebacker. He had 116 tackles overall, which is really good for Notre Dame's defense, especially in the secondary or what do you call it, mid secondary? I don't know, for linebackers or coverage. Julian Love is a cornerback. He had 68 tackles and 3 interceptions. Really good for Notre Dame. Jerry Tillery, he had 56 tackles, and he's a defensive lineman, so that's huge. But they are losing a ton of players, especially Niles Morgan, Drew Tranquil, Greer Martini, Jonathan Bonner, Andrew Trumbetti, Jay Hayes, and Nick Watkins. That is huge for Notre Dame. They're losing a ton of players, especially the top 3 big players, which is Niles, Drew, and Greer. That is huge. But Michigan, they look like they're going to have a good defense again. Devin Bush is back, the linebacker. He had 95 tackles overall, 1 interception also. Then we got Kalecki Hudson is a defensive back. He had 77 tackles and 2 interceptions. Chase Winovich is a defensive line. He had 73 tackles. So Michigan's defense is going to be stacked this year. They're losing, though, a lot of players. Mike McCray, Maurice Hurst Jr., Brandon Watson, Michael Robleski, Brian Moan, and Lawrence Marshall. If I missed anybody, let me know. Put in the comments below. But the final score of this game, I believe that Michigan will arise, and they have Shea Patterson. I just really don't see Notre Dame doing well this year. Yes, they might do well, but I feel like Michigan is going to have a good season this year. I feel like they're going to win 24-17. It's going to be a close game, and I feel like Michigan is going to score in the last probably 5 minutes of the game, and they're scoring, and they'll win 24-17. That is my final prediction of the night. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Should Michigan win? Should Notre Dame win? If you're an Irish fan, let me know in the comments below. If you're a Michigan fan, are you excited for Shea Patterson coming to the Michigan Wolverines? And is this Jim Harbaugh's hot seat season? Let me know in the comments below. But he's done an amazing job with Michigan, because Michigan before Jim Harbaugh was not really good. Alright guys, 42 Sports here. Like, comment, subscribe. Guys, I just want to say thank you for 500 subscribers. Halfway to 1,000, which is incredible. And guys, y'all have a great day, and peace.